Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is for the Geminis. It is your turn, and if you are Sun, Moon, or Rising Gemini, or if you just feel like listening to this reading, maybe you have Venus in Gemini, we're going to go ahead and get into it for you guys today. Currently, Mars is in Gemini and is going to be there until January of next year. So if you have any planets, well, if you're here, you have planets in Gemini. So Mars is going to be doing something to those planets right now. And if you have other planets in mutable degrees, such as Pisces, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Gemini, you will definitely be feeling this Mars retrograde, okay? And Mercury is about ready to go retrograde, I believe, next week on September 9th, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your reading. After this reading, we will be having an 18+ extended reading to look at your love horoscope in more detail for the month of September or for the next month, okay? Depending on when you're watching this video, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it today. Spirits, angels, and guides, can you point the Geminis into the right direction here for the, okay, we have the sun. I like that. All eyes on you. Come along and have some fun. I just saw the King of Wands pop out at me too. So I'm going to take the sun as your signifier, your significator for this reading at the center of your reading here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 12 cards for each of the houses in the astrology chart, okay? We're going to basically look at each area of your life. So let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see for the Geminis. That's house 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so for those of you, you don't have to be an astrology whiz to understand what I'm doing here. I am going to go through it with you. The Seven of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck, and we'll see why that is here in a little bit. But, one thing with the sun at the center of your reading, of course, the sun represents the center of our solar system. And one of the reasons why we're all here, and the sun has to do with our physical vitality as well, okay? And, and getting ready, it looks like getting ready for a long journey of Mars through your guys' sign, okay? Okay, feeling all fired up. Let's go ahead and see. And let's go ahead and see what's going on with the Geminis, okay? So we have house 1, which is the Lovers. Oh my goodness, no wonder. The Lovers is, of course, associated with Gemini, and it is in your first house in September. So all eyes on you, okay? All eyes on you. And projects with the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, things in your life that were not really moving forward, that were not really, maybe you were suffering from a lack of motivation, or you just weren't seeing your garden grow the way that you wanted to, or some part of you felt stifled or forgotten. I feel like this is changing here with your own major arcana card associated with you popping up in your first house, okay? So we'll talk about more about what that means, but let's get the other ones out here. We have the 9 of Wands in your second house of finances. We have the 7 of Wands in your third house. Lots of wands already here, lots of fire for you guys. We have, every reading I've been having, the fourth house looks tough, okay? For so far, Aries and Taurus all had some tough energy in their fourth house. You guys have the 3 of Swords here, okay? We'll talk about what that is. We have the Moon in the 5th house. We have the 5 of Swords in the 6th house, okay? And I can see why that would make sense for you guys. We'll talk about it, okay? We have the Knight of Pentacles in your 7th house. Some of you may be dealing with an earth sign in love matters, okay? or some of you Geminis here may have Earth in your chart as well, okay? And we have the Empress in your 8th house. Oh my goodness, wow. And that's pretty sexy. Let's go ahead and see. We have the 4 of Cups in your 9th house, okay? We have the 4 of Pentacles in your 10th house, but this 4 of Pentacles is actually pretty gangster, okay? This 4 of Pentacles looks very, I love this deck, okay? But anyway, you've got the 4 of Pentacles in your 10th house holding it down. We have the Queen of Wands in your 11th house. Ooh, I like that, okay? And we have the Queen of Cups in your 12th house. All right. So I feel like some of you Geminis here in this upcoming cycle, the next month or so, are actually going to have quite a bit more attention focused on you. And if people can't keep up with you, they're going to get left behind, okay? And I think, you know, this is the energy shift some of you have been waiting for, and you have been, you know, anticipating and hoping for. Look at that 8 of Pentacles right beneath the 7 of Pentacles, like talking about in the past how you guys were working very hard, and, you know, with the 3 of Cups, having a lot of fun doing it or expecting a lot of good rewards from it. And with the 7 of Pentacles, something got stuck, okay? And whatever it is that you're working on or whatever it is that you're doing, I feel like, you know, we're going to really see the light and the dark side of Gemini come out to play. And I love the juxtaposition of the light and the dark on this major arcana card here. Let's look and see. Do you have, okay, so you have the Moon, you have the Empress, and you have the Lovers as your major arcanas in this reading. All right. And yeah, so I think too, with the Lovers leading your first house here, you may have a tendency to get real entwined with other people, being very curious in their energy. Some of you may find yourself being like very sexually attracted to an earth sign or somebody with earth in their chart, okay? But either way you slice and dice it, there is going to be, and I love the Sun in the back of the hand here coming up right behind the hand. And then we have this Sun here as your significator. So something is becoming very, very real and very clear to you. And I see someone here looking like they're about ready to pet the snake, okay? So I think it's going to be a very titillating month for you, possibly a very sexually active month for you, and we'll get more into that when we get into your 18 plus extended forecast. Okay, so this talks about also too with Gemini in your first house with the Lovers of making choices that, you know, making choices finally that are right for you. And you guys know all that saying, you know, it's a really crude saying, but you know the saying, if you know, what's it called? It's like either shit or get off the pot, okay? And that's what we see with the 7 of Pentacles and this energy coming from the past, okay? So it looks like you guys are about ready to do one or the other here, okay? And you know, and also I feel like some of you may be going, because as you know, as Geminis, you may have a tendency to change your mind a lot. I also see some of you, you know, I also see some of you tangoing with a Libra, and I'm seeing the name Candy or Andy, okay? And then I'm seeing a name that starts with CH and CR, okay, that ends in an A. All right, so those are some things that I'm seeing just from scrying on this card right now. But I feel like, you know, it's, you guys are going to be the center of attention, okay? So get ready for that, and get ready to feel inspired, I think, as well here too. All right, and So, and I feel like some of you too here with the Empress in your 8th house, you are being naughty, okay? Like, you know, some of you may be being a little bit conniving or a little bit sneaky about something that you're doing too, which, you know, sometimes the energy requires that, okay? With the 9th house and the 4 of Cups here, I feel like, you know, as far as what you want and as far as what is going to make you happy, you're not in the mood for other people to influence you, okay? And I can see you guys are, you know, like if somebody thinks that they're going to get one over on you, or if somebody thinks that they're going to make you aware of something that you aren't already aware of, I feel like, you know, you're not going to be in a place to want to deal with energy like that, okay? And, you know, the 4 of Cups can be a real talk to the hand because the face ain't listening type of energy. And, yeah, interesting, okay? And then let's just make the rounds here, okay? So in your 2nd house of finances, we have the 9 of Wands, okay? And what we see is somebody who's been working and hustling really, really hard for that hot dollar, okay? And some of you just with this 7 of Pentacles here, and we saw the 8 of Pentacles, you know, you're wanting to see the fruits of your labor, okay? And I also think, you know, the 9 of Wands is called the Lord of Great Strength, okay? So finances haven't always been easy. They haven't always been, you know, they've taken a lot of your energy lately, and maybe going forward, they're taking some planning and a lot of your energy as well. But I can tell you one thing, you're not giving up. And if somebody owes you money, or if somebody, you know, if you need to be paid and it's about time that you be paid, I see you guys like demanding, you know, fair compensation for your work as well, okay? And, you know, yeah, I can see, I can see that you guys aren't going to be afraid to even if you come across kind of fiery and even maybe a little bit egotistical. It's like, I don't care. I don't really want to, and I wouldn't normally call you guys that, but I don't think it's a bad thing in this case, because I think some of you are flirting with your light and dark side. And some of you may, with this Gemini here, with this Lover's card rising, may be thinking like, what can I get away with, and how naughty can I actually be here? All right. And but I think you've also, like, if somebody has been promising you a raise, or somebody has been promising you a payment for something, I feel like you're standing up for yourself and you're demanding that, okay? And a lot of you, I feel like, have been showing a lot of fortitude when it comes to your finances too. Like, it hasn't always been easy lately, but I do feel like you're standing up for yourself. And the 9 of Wands can also show, you know, where we're finally getting some healing about something too, or our demands are finally going to be met, okay? And here we have the 7 of Wands in your 3rd house of communication. And to me, this just talks about that, like, really active, fiery energy. And, you know, your attitude, I feel like, is you get what you put out, you know? And what goes around comes around. And I feel like, you know, I feel like too, with this 7 of Wands, if somebody says something to you that you really blatantly disagree with, or that you're not into, I feel like some of you are going to be quite fiery, all right, about saying, no, that's not what I said, that's not what I meant. And, you know, like, you better, you know, don't accuse me. And I feel like hypocrisy might be a big thing for you guys coming up over the next, like, 4 months. Like, don't accuse me of something that you did yourself, okay? And so I see with the 7 of Wands, I feel like some of you calling some people out. And the Seven of Wands in the tarot is a Mars and Leo energy. It's a Mars card. And as I said, Mars is going through your sign now from now all the way till January of next year. So I can see like that fiery, confident, self-determined communication. All right. And some of you may feel yourself being on the defense with somebody too. Okay. And this guy is clearly saying, I'm about ready to show these people what's up. But I also feel like you guys are very, you know, on the one hand, you may be feeling a little short-tempered, but on the other hand, you're very strong in your ability to react to whatever gets thrown your way. Okay, whatever ideas, whatever thoughts, whatever emotions, whatever kind of gets thrown your way, I feel like you guys are ready and determined to get across an idea or to get something accomplished. And for those of you that like to write, or you speak for a living, or you do this, I mean, I almost feel like it's like assertiveness training is kind of happening for you guys. Assertiveness training in a way, because the third house of communication with the Seven of Wands is telling me you guys are starting to get real disciplined and assertive about asking for what you need. Now, with the Three of Swords in your fourth house, so the fourth house is the deepest part of our chart. It represents midnight, and it represents where, you know, besides the 12th house being a place where we can, you know, where we can hide. My astrology teacher always says, if you wanted to hide a dead body, put it in your 12th house, okay? You could probably bury it under the ground in your fourth house too, okay? And, you know, it's interesting because I'm just getting this Queen of Cups. I'm getting a message about her in your 12th house being like, are we there yet? Is it done yet? And I feel this is a question of faith and testing your faith, okay? But, okay, so I'm getting multiple messages, and this may be something that is happening to you guys in the sense that you're getting multiple messages from people, and it's getting very, very overwhelming, and it's interrupting your sleep, okay? Because I can see the word sleep imposed upon this Three of Swords. So if you guys start thinking, you know, everyone's out to get me, you know, fuck these people, if you're feeling, you know, if some of you are feeling like letting a little bit of your dark side out at times, I feel like maybe what you need is a good night of sleep, okay? And I'm seeing the name Trish or Trisha here as well, and I'm just telling you what I see. I also see the letter E and the letter F, okay? But if you guys with the Three of Swords, you know, if you start thinking like everyone's after me, you know, these people constantly are fucking with me, and they're trying to get me to react, okay? Or I'm also seeing the word obey here as well too, okay? So it's like, I don't really want to obey the rules anymore is also kind of what I'm seeing here. And Spirit is showing me a fly swatter and the letter P for sure. P8 or P4. But anyway, I feel like, and this could be, okay, so the fourth house has to do with family and your home. And for those of you that are still in contact with your father, or your father is still living, this could also, the fourth house also has to do with the father. In ancient astrology, it's associated with the father. So there could be, there's this Three of Swords feeling of not you again. And it's like, I don't want to be, if all these people are going to do is fill my head with worries, anxieties, anger, I really don't want to feel it or hear it anymore, okay? And this is a sore spot for you guys, and some of you may be having some tough energy when it comes to your family or when it comes to your home environment. It's like as soon as you walk in the door, somebody has something to say. As soon as you know, people relying on you, your landlord's being an asshole, you know, you've had a hard day or you've had a long day, you're not feeling your best, okay? But yet people want to say things or, you know, start a fight or something like that. And some of you may just feel like leaving a situation altogether and going to your room and shutting the door and locking it, okay? And if you are feeling like everyone is attacking you and on you, gosh, I am seeing so many letters here and so many symbols. I also feel like EP is here and ET is here, okay? But yeah, there's a lot of numbers and letters here. But anyway, I feel like this is like a lot on your mind and it just won't quit. And it's like as soon as you walk in the door, there's so many things to deal with, or people just are trying to like egg you on, or it's the same old thing, okay? So I would be really careful, like when you get home, that you have some time to sleep, that you have some time to relax, that you have some time to decompress, so that you don't read into a situation more than what it needs to be read into. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, I also feel like some of you, if you're looking for a house or if you're looking for a new place to rent or something, you may get some news that the place that you want isn't available at the time that you need it, okay? Or you just may get some heartbreaking news about something at the house that needs to be fixed, and it's like, oh my God, not this again, okay? So before we react, maybe we can hopefully take a couple steps back and get some sleep, because I keep seeing the word sleep here. And I'm also seeing the word Jeep. Okay, so maybe someone here drives a Jeep Wrangler or has a Jeep or is thinking about making a purchase, okay? But anyway, you know, it could be just you guys being upset or being mad because you want to have a certain place or get a certain place, but it doesn't look like you can have what you want, okay? But the good news about the Three of Swords is that it's temporary, you know, and I feel like you guys can sleep it off. You can isolate yourselves a little bit if you need it, and you can take some time away from the things that trigger you, because the Three of Swords represents a trigger. And for some of you, because it's in the fourth house, it represents your home, or a trigger with your family, or a fight, or a trigger with your father, or a fight with your family, all right? So I do think some space and distance is gonna be good for you. We have the moon in the fifth house. So I would just be, for those of you Geminis who like to smoke or get a little, you know, crazy on the wacky tobacco, or if you like to do some party favors, I think during the next, like, you know, 4 to 6 months, whatever you take, if you're at whatever energy you're around, whatever you put in your body, and you know, you have the Five of Swords in your sixth house, okay? So there's something here about needing to be really careful about what you put in your body, what, you know, if you're taking some different drugs, if you're doing some different things. I'm just saying, you know, everybody has different lives here, but I'm just saying, even if it's food, whatever it is, be very careful what you're ingesting and putting in you, because I feel like, you know, it only takes one night and it can throw off your entire week, or it can throw off, you know, the whole month or an entire week or something like that, okay? So make sure, again, with this, the moon has to do with sleep. So instead of maybe going out and having fun, because the fifth house is, you know, what we do for pleasure, what we do for fun. It's also the house of where our children are at as well. Everybody needs to take it down a notch when we've got the moon there. And some of you may be, for those of you that have children, with the Five of Swords in the sixth house, some of you may be a little bit concerned. Let's see here. Some of you may be a little bit concerned about I was just doing some derived houses there. But anyway, some of you may be a little bit concerned about one of your children's health, or you may be a little bit concerned about, that they are on the wrong path or they're not listening to you, okay? But I just feel like, some of you maybe with the Five of Swords in the 6th house, you may be getting some news about your health or finding something out, and it may give you this feeling of like, I don't know why I try. Or even with your daily routines, like something gets really interrupted. So with the moon there may be some tendency to just say, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already ruined. It didn't work. It didn't go the way that I wanted it to. So just, fuck it. Okay. And I think if that happens and you're feeling like I'm just going to go AWOL and, put my body through hell or whatever, I feel like this is the time to call upon support, okay? But with the Five of Swords in your 6th house, you may feel like people are not really listening to you to your detriment. Also, I think it's important that you listen to your body and you listen to what's happening within you, okay? And obviously I'm not a doctor, but some of you may be a little bit pissed off about what someone tells you or gives you advice about, your habits, your partying, whatever it is you've been doing. Some of you might get a little bit pissed off or find that someone in your life is being very hypocritical because they do it too. Do you know what I'm saying, Gemini? So I think this is, and for those of you that are parents, that do worry a lot and may have a tendency to get very nervous. When I see the Five of Swords in the 6th house and the moon in the 5th of your children, and then the Three of Swords in your 4th house, I feel like some of you having like a lot of nervous energy around your health or around your children, okay? Or just kind of expecting the worst, or maybe expecting the worst to happen, all right? And I also feel if somebody tries to give you advice about your own health that they themselves can't even do or follow, and they're trying to give you some lecture on something, I feel like some of you may like snap, okay? And if some people will do that, they'll offer unsolicited advice at the wrong moment, okay? So I do think there is something there for you guys to watch out for. All right, so, and I've been seeing this energy in the 4th house in every single reading I've been doing. So it tells me there's something up with people's environments that they live in or with their families, all right? Now, let's go ahead and see with the Knight of Pentacles in the 7th house, okay? So, I'm actually okay with the Knight of Pentacles in the 7th house because something here could be growing, but it's just taking its time, all right? And some of you may be wanting to see things, become more secure in a connection or to be a little bit more of a reassurance to you, all right? And I mentioned some of you could be talking to an earth sign, or maybe some of you Geminis also have earth in your chart. But patience is a virtue, right? When we have the Knight of Pentacles. But out of all the knights, the Knight of Pentacles really has the ability to create some long-lasting efforts, okay? Because the Knight of Pentacles in the tarot represents the airy part of earth. So it's like we're thinking of plans, we're trying to put them together, we're trying to be conscientious, all right? But I also feel like you guys are kind of getting tired of always being the one to initiate something. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of you may be getting really tired of always being the one to initiate the plan, or to kind of, you just may be getting a little bit tired of that, and you're wanting to see whoever it is that you're talking to, like, put a little bit more stable effort into what's been going on, okay? And I'm also getting this message that it's like, technically this situation is okay, but I still have a lot of thoughts on my mind, okay? And so when it comes to partnerships, some of you could be doing technically okay, but you may have a lot of, money thoughts on your mind. You may have a lot of work thoughts on your mind. You may be trying to think more practically about the situations that you get into when it comes to love, and be more thoughtful about what you put your energy into. But I also feel like somebody could be responding to you. Like, I do feel your guys' energy with the Empress in the 8th house is highly like sexually charged, and and it's definitely like, wanting to experiment and try things and push things to the limit, okay, when it comes to like sexual experimentation and things like that, all right? And some of you may have a partner that's a little not as comfortable with that, with the Knight of Pentacles, and would like to see things, be a bit more traditional, okay? So some of you may need to kind of like bring somebody out of their shell a little bit here. Also, the interesting thing I'm seeing with the Knight of Pentacles and the Empress, the 8th house is also the house of your partner's money. And with the Empress in the 8th house and the Knight of Pentacles, some of you could be hooking up with someone or talking to someone or dating someone that has money or has more money than they're used to, or somebody who has been working very hard and is starting to see the fruits of their labors appear, okay? And they may even have like some advice for you when it comes to this. But again, I feel like this isn't really the month when you guys are going to be like super open to everybody's advice. I think it's more you're leading the conversations and you're connecting with your higher self, okay? And you're trying to determine what is right for you, okay? And some of you may, when it comes to sexuality, I feel like you're actually allowing yourself some luxury there. Like you're allowing yourself to unfold into like the rich desires that pour out of you, and you're actually feeling more comfortable like with your naughty side, and you're feeling, maybe some of you even want to take some naughty pictures, or you want to get a new piece of lingerie or a new outfit or something, because I feel like that energy, just like, it's like when you have a hot stove and you want to touch it, I kind of feel like that's you guys. It's like, oh, let me get my little fingers on that, okay? So I do think there's something going on there. With the Knight of Pentacles, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with experimentation, and there's a lot of, like sometimes we just want to throw ourselves into that Venus energy and just let ourselves let go in like a Bachian, and just revel in wine and good times, and just forget the time of the day and just keep going and all of that, all right? But I also think, the Empress has to do with wisdom and folly. So I also think you guys have enough wisdom to know that there's certainly, is consequences for someone's actions. And I hope, like with the 8th house, I hope none of you are having to deal with a secret pregnancy or an unexpected pregnancy if you're not expecting one, but there could be that here too as well. Or there could be, there could be a talk about that as well. There could be a talk about someone's fertility, or a talk about somebody could have some, sexual desires around the topic of fertility too. Anyway, I am going to reserve all of that till the 18 plus extended reading, which you can catch on my Vimeo channel if you're interested in that. Okay, but I see you guys are being naughty little troublemakers, as you will, all right, and that you have some secret desires that you would like to act upon. But I think you're coming from a good place. I really do. I think you're coming from a place of wanting to, and some of you, I feel like if you haven't felt like you've been very enlivened sexually, maybe because of health issues here, or maybe because we have the 7 of Pentacles and you've been working hard and it just hasn't been the right time. I feel like really devoting some energy, and also to self-love, devoting some, and some of you may be getting yourselves off a lot, all these different things. But anyway, devoting some time and attention to that area is surprisingly gives you guys the release, I think, that you're needing in order to confront some of these other areas that look like they're a bit more challenging, okay? So that's very interesting. So some of you may be having conversations about money or children, etc., expectations with someone you're dating or a partner. Okay, I am seeing that. Now, with your 9th house of dreams, I feel like, at this point, just figuring out what you want, I feel like has been a big enough challenge. It's like no new news, no new anything, all right? Because the 9th house is where we have our dreams and our visions. And you guys, like I said, you may not, and it's also where we do our higher learning and we connect to other people through that. I also feel some of you guys, again, with the 4 of Cups here, are not really wanting, you're like, I'm good, like I'm up to here, up to my head with, the things that I'm trying to. The thing is, though, is I feel some of you have gotten kind of bored with, it's like, I need a new dream, or I need a new vision, or I want, I'm getting this feeling of existentialism from you guys, where it's like, I'm not entirely happy with like the way I envision my future. Technically, to people looking in from the outside, it might be okay, but there's something missing, all right? It's like when you make a recipe and it's okay, but you're missing your favorite spice from it, okay? So I do think there's some recalibration there for you guys too. And like I said, you may not feel, like taking on advice from other people, even if it's well-meaning. They might be telling you, oh, just try to do more of the same of what you've been doing. And it's like, I don't really, I'm not really into that. Like, don't suggest it. I've already thought of it. So I kind of feel some of you might be feeling a little prickly or insulted if people say that you're not like operating at the highest level that you could be operating at, okay? Because I feel like some of you deeply and internally are dealing with, body issues, okay, or health issues, or, there may be some self-sabotage when you're trying to relax and have fun. It gets out of hand with the moon in the 5th house, okay? And some of you may be wondering, like, I don't really know how to have fun. I don't really know what makes me happy anymore as far as having fun. And that's why I think you have this sun at the center here talking about kind of focusing on yourself. However, I wouldn't cut off everyone's ideas from you at this time, okay? But I get it. I mean, I don't like hypocrisy. I'm sure you guys don't like it either. Like, sometimes like when we go through phases when we hate hypocrisy, we realize, oh my God, like I've been being, some type of hypocrite about my own life, about what I'm saying or doing or anyway. But, that's something to think about later, because I feel like there's some emotional work you guys are doing right now. So doing any kind of higher learning, like it might just be like, I don't want to shove any more information into my head. I'm good, thanks. Okay. Now, when it comes to the 4 of Pentacles in the 10th house, I feel like you guys are maintaining. Okay, I feel like you're supplying and maintaining. The 10th house is your career, and it is the most elevated place in your chart. To others, it may look like you're just kind of doing more of the same thing, but I also feel like, or to yourself, you may feel like, well, I'm just doing more of the same thing. Nothing's really changed. However, I think it's important to like represent, you know what I'm saying? Like represent, Gemini, like represent yourself and represent your accomplishments. Don't be so modest, okay? And with the sun, you're really meant to shine and thrive, I feel like, coming up in the next month. So I don't want you guys like underselling yourself. I don't want you like resting on your laurels. I mean, if you're not feeling well and you need some time, I feel like you guys with the Five of Swords in the 6th house, you're like, don't accuse me of, you know, whatever. I'm trying to get well, okay? So I get it, all right? And sometimes the best we can do is just maintain, especially when we're going through something challenging, all right? But I also feel like just maintaining is kind of like not good enough for you guys. And I feel like, you know, I mean, it's good enough for you if it's good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like you guys are people that constantly seek, you know, new stimulation, new ideas, like, you know, but I do feel like even if you've been not feeling well, or you've been super busy, I think, you know, the Four of Pentacles is telling me like no major shifts, no big changes when it comes to your career or what you're doing. But I also think one thing you guys need to do is get more comfortable in the spotlight and get more comfortable like repping yourselves, okay? I did this. This was me. I did this all myself, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for your 10th house. And I feel like I'm going to get back more to this, but anyway, let's move on, okay? And maybe that's an attitude you guys have too. I'll get back to this more later, but right now, I really need to focus on feeling good in my body. 8th house Empress. I really need to focus on calming myself down because the 8th house is a house of anxiety. So, and it is a house of, you know, just, well, the 6th house is really stress, but you have the 5 of Swords in the 6th house. So stress and anxiety, like we need more love there for ourselves, and we need more calm and peaceful moments. We need more cuddling and making out. We need more of that to help motivate us, I feel, okay? And so the other thing that I really like for you guys is that you have a very inspiring person in your life, okay? And you're like, yeah, I know who it is. It's me. I'm the inspiring person. Good for you, all right? But the 11th house in astrology represents friends. It also represents the fulfillment of our desires. So I feel like some of you here, you may have a fire sign in your life or somebody that's very creative and interesting. I'm also getting the word altruistic, or somebody who which you normally probably wouldn't associate that with the Queen of Wands. That would be more the Queen of Cups. But I feel like this is a person that has like many layers to them. This could be a new friend. This could be somebody that really actually can motivate you. Like after you have a conversation with this person, you feel like, you know, damn, I've really, you know, I really feel so much better. Okay, so that's why I'm saying don't completely shut off to everything as well, and don't completely, you know, back yourself into a corner with that, because I do feel with the Queen of Wands here, you and a friend, some of you may be bonding with a friend over a creative project as well, okay? Because I see the sunflower in her hair, and then we have the sunflower at the center of your reading. So I do feel like there is someone you could be kind of like co-creating something with, or somebody that could be motivating you to push you harder towards what it is that you want, okay? And, you know, like whether you feel like you're ready for that or not with the 4 of Pentacles in the 10th house, I feel like this person does have very good intentions for you and does really, you know, want to see you thrive and succeed, okay? And some of you guys could have had teachers that were very shitty, or you had like growing up, or you had teachers or mentors that were very hypocritical or very shitty with the 4 of Cups in your 9th house, and you haven't had a good experience with that, okay? Like with someone being there and motivating you and helping you and things like that. But I also feel like this person may challenge you a little bit to push yourself harder, but I feel like it's good for you, okay? And also I feel like when it comes to the fulfillment of your hopes and your desires, you're starting to take more control of that. And also the Queen of Wands represent, the 11th house represents the money that we earn from our career too. So some of you may have like a new idea or a new project that actually like stimulates you into action, into something new, and you get some wild, new, interesting ideas by virtue of the sextile between the 1st house and the 11th house. So that could be really interesting for you guys, all right? And so that's why I'm saying don't discount everything, because I feel like this person is a little bit antagonistic to you, but I also feel like they mean well, and they're trying to kind of push you forward, okay? So I like that. And I feel like this is a person who, walks the talk and talks, what's that saying? Why do I keep coming up with all these sayings in your guys' reading? You can tell I'm on the Gemini reading when I'm coming up with 1,000 different sayings. But this person really, I feel like this person has a lot of integrity, and when they say that they like something or do something, they actually mean it, okay? And some of you may be a little bit like, I don't know, okay? But I actually feel like it's good for you, okay? So I'm gonna quit harping on that now, but Spirit really wanted me to bring that forward to you. So I guess, it is meant to be there. Now, with the Queen of Cups in the 12th house, so the 12th house is the house of our own self-undoing and the house of our psychological pain. So to me, now sometimes hidden enemies also show up in the 12th house. So some of you may actually, and when I see a person show up, like court cards show up in the 12th house, some of you may actually feel like there's a water sign, or there's somebody who's acted like they're on your side before, but they're really not. But honestly, what I feel more for you guys, not so much an enemy or a hidden enemy, I honestly just feel like you guys having enough time because the 12th house can be where we just need some space and time, and we need some alone time, and we need some time to reflect on things, because life moves so fast. And, sometimes we just need a moment with ourselves to collect ourselves, okay? So I would say don't deny yourself that need, because I feel like, if you do, because it is the house of self-undoing, right? So as much as you guys are going to be out there on the forefront with the sun and, Gemini rising with the Lovers, as much as you're going to be out there in conversation and doing things, and you may feel at times like your body is very, tested because of that, okay? Or your limits of what you can take there are really getting tested. I also feel like with the Empress in the 8th house, some type of massage, sexual massage, foot rub, something like that could be quite lovely for you guys, and could really connect you back into, the great wide open, the great divine within us all. And I do feel like there's some healing and spiritual healing going on with you guys right now that's operating in the background and you're unconscious. You may not even really be that aware of it. It may be happening when you're sleeping at night. Some of you may be having memories that you're processing from a time long ago. And that's why, that's why things feel very sensitive for you right now too, okay? I mean, as much as you guys are out there, I also feel like there is a real psychic sensitivity about you guys, and a real desire to want to help or be a healer in some type of capacity, okay? And I would just say, don't ignore your emotions, and don't ignore your need to really bond with people without saying any words, What's that song? You say it best when you're saying nothing at all. So the 12th house is also where we need to escape, and we really need to connect with the flow of things. And the Queen of Cups knows how to do that. She's very good at that. And actually, the Queen of Cups could operate very, out of all the queens, she could probably operate nicely in the 12th house. Okay. I mean, you know, the Queen of Cups, the downside of the Queen of Cups is she can get very lost and absorbed in things when she's not, because she represents water of water. She represents the watery part of water. So the most water of the water. Okay. But I just feel like the reason the Queen of Cups is here is because it's a huge highlight on all of your dreams and your emotions and everything that maybe some of you have been suppressing down and that need like some type of release. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some more cards for you here, Gemini. And, you know, so don't ignore like and some of you may have water in your chart, like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You may have that in your chart. All right. And, you know, some of you may be wondering, like, you know, am I absorbing too much from other people? Because I feel like with the Sun here, like I should be doing better or things should be, you know, but I just feel you guys still need to be patient with yourselves. Okay. At least when it comes to the energy that you're absorbing, because I feel like, you know, I also feel like your faith too, right? Because she's holding up this empty cup and she's like, fill me up. I want you to fill me up. All right. And, you know, with the Empress in the 8th house, some of you may really want someone to fill you up. You know what I'm saying? But I also just feel like emotionally, it's like some of you may be feeling empty emotionally. And it's like, I need something to replenish my cup. I need something to fill me up. Okay. You know, just don't go searching for friends in low places. You know what I'm saying? As Garth Brooks would say, I've got friends in low places with the moon in the 5th house. But anyway, stick with the sober ones this month. Okay, so let's go ahead. And find out. Let's get some more energy for you guys and see what's going on here. Okay. I'm going to put a color prism on each card here for each house. And we're going to take a look in a little bit more detail. So we have rejection on the bottom of the deck, and that comes in the past with the 7 of Pentacles, feeling like something isn't really working out and maybe not feeling your best about something because you felt rejected or you felt like an opportunity passed you by. Okay, but I see with the Sun here, that's no more. Okay, and for some of you, a rejection in the past might have really hurt your feelings or really caused you maybe a confidence issue. All right, but with the Sun here, I feel like it's coming back. We have growth, absolutely, right? And knowing your shadow side. Remember I talked about the dark and the light, and being able to go over to the shadow side but not get completely enveloped in it. That is true growth. Okay, so expect a lot of growth intellectually, emotionally. I also want to say immorally, like in a naughty way. Expect a lot of growth. Okay, we have here abundance with the 9 of Wands. You've been working so hard, and like I said, if somebody owes you something, if they owe you money, if it's time and you've been waiting patiently, I feel like, you know, the time is nigh. All right, and you've been waiting. I feel like you've been patient, but I mean, but there's a lot to show for your hard work, and it is time to get paid. And I feel like you guys put yourself through a lot to earn the money that you earn. So it is time for you to get paid, okay? We have isolation in the 7 of Wands. All right, so to me, like an energy of isolation is way different than the 7 of Wands, which tells me that, you know, when it comes to communication, when it comes to what you're picking up and what you're thinking, you may be thinking people are taking an adversarial like approach to you, or that they're not, you know, or that they're trying to get one over on you, or that you need to really defend yourself really hard because there's only you and only you can rely on you. Okay, and that can be a bit exhausting. So I think, you know, if you find yourself in those positions, right? I did a reading called The Wasp Spirit, like pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? And if you need to withdraw from something because it's like bullshit, you know, then that's okay. It's not like you gave up. You just have to probably chill out and calm down. And some of you may feel like you're fighting alone when it comes to what you're saying, to what you're doing. And it's like I have to do this myself, you know, no one else is going to help me. And that may be a very real thing that's happening with you, but I also think you guys can't exhaust yourselves with that, all right? And if you feel like you're fighting something alone, make sure, like I said, don't just shun others automatically, although I can see maybe why you want to, because heavy Mars energy also creates like a drive for independence as well, okay? And we have disruption here, and this is with the Three of Swords. So this to me is what I was talking about, like coming home or coming back, and it's like, this isn't what I expected. This is not like, you know, having some disruptions in your home environment or with your family. It just feels like not again. And it feels like it's happened multiple times, you know. And some of you may be wanting to come up with a strategy to like move or to, you know, to somehow better deal with your living situation so that it doesn't continue to bum you out. Or, you know, when you come home, you want to feel like you're in a nice place. You don't want to feel like you do. And also some of you may have bad memories attached to your home because of somebody near it or that was in it. And it may be like interrupting your ability to actually enjoy your home. So I think that's something, you know, you guys maybe want to address, okay? So you can get some rest and you can feel more at ease. We have anxiety in the 5th house. Yeah. So, you know, you guys with the moon here, you may, because the moon in the 5th house also tells me you may kind of feel like, you know, being around a ton of other people or going to like parties or things like that are just going to bring you more anxiety, or just going to be more, because you don't know what's going to happen and you can't control other people. I'm also seeing the word stay here. So maybe someone is wanting you to stay overnight somewhere and it's like, I just don't want to. You know, I don't really want to. A friend could invite you to stay over, or some of you could be having like a first time sleepover or with a lover, okay? That always brings a little bit of anxiety too. Like I said, there could also be some anxiety about being in a new situation as well. If you're like meeting a bunch of new people, or you're trying to unplug from that, there may be some anxiety there, all right? And also for those of you that have children, you may notice that your children are like having nightmares, or they're up and they can't sleep, and it's kind of disrupting your schedule as well. You may notice that they're, you know, maybe they're wanting to come and sleep in your bed. Maybe they're a little more frightened than usual. Or maybe something is happening in their life that is causing them to have a lot of anxiety, okay? And maybe some of you as mothers or fathers are having anxiety as well for your own children, okay? So my heart goes out to you if you're experiencing that, and hopefully this too shall pass, okay? With the major arcana here too, though, with the moon, there could be like a sleep disorder or something health related with one of your kids. You know, I feel like some of you had a family member that struggled with a health issue and you're worried that your children might inherit that in the future, or you're worried that you've inherited an issue from your parents, okay? A health issue, a related health issue. Also, the 5th house is the house of the father's money, okay? So for those of you that know your father's financial situation or what's been going on with them, some of them may be experiencing anxiety around that, and you're having to jump in and help, and it's creating, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but it's also maybe making you sad or upset that someone you love is going through that, okay? So we have here the Five of Swords and frustration in your house of health and your daily routines, okay? And this is where I was getting that, oh my God, like, you know, I'm just sick of it. I'm just giving up on this shit, you know? And so some of you may, like I said, if people are trying to give you advice about your health, or they're trying to tell you what you should do to like make things better, but they're not standing in your shoes, some of you may get very pissed off about that and may not appreciate that type of unsolicited advice, okay? I mean, well-meaning advice is sometimes accepted, but also if you've been handling something for a really long time and people are like, why aren't you over that yet? Or why isn't your kid over that yet? Maybe some of you were sick as a child with this moon and anxiety card here in your 5th house, and people were always like never understanding you and your health issues and what you were going through, and were always like mean to you about it or not understanding it, okay? And, you know, I'm seeing some of this getting stirred up within you. So I think that's where we really, you know, we want to make some positive decisions for ourselves that help ease our anxiety, all right? We have Strength card here with the Knight of Pentacles. So some of you, if you do have a partner or significant other in your life, this person, like I said, with the Empress in the 8th house of your partner's money, they may actually be like doing quite well financially. They may be like that rock that you can count on, or some of you could really be looking for a person that is very stable, that can ground you, that can help you understand yourself more, okay? I also feel like some of you who are talking to someone or with a partner, that they may not be wanting to share everything that's going on with them to you because they're wanting to be strong and handle things on their own, okay? But I think that, so some of you may need to be the one here with the Lovers card in your 1st house to kind of socialize certain issues. If you know what I'm saying, you may need to be the one to kind of bring things up or bring things to light with the Sun, okay? But with the Sun here in the middle, I feel like you two do understand each other, but I also feel like we don't want to get back into these separate roles. You know, we want to be flexible, okay? But I do like that. Some of you are looking for a partner that is very strong, financially independent, somebody that doesn't change up every 5 minutes, someone that could really ground your energy, okay? And the Knight of Pentacles in the Tarot is a Taurus, so some of you may mess around with a Taurus. And I just did the Taurus reading, so you can check that out. And we have consciousness here with the Empress in the 8th house. So becoming conscious of what you guys need in order to feel a deeper sense of intimacy within, okay? And to feel a deeper sense of closeness with self and others. And some of you becoming more conscious of your emotional needs and your needs for physical touch and affection. Okay, and that's a beautiful thing. That does represent real growth. So I'm proud of you guys for that. Some of you are becoming more conscious of what you need sexually, as I said too, which is very beautiful as well. Okay, you guys are like, I want to be honored like the king or queen that I am, and I say go for it. Okay, we have the 9th house here in Death. So to me, this is like where other people are trying to tell you how you should look at things or how you should view things, or others are trying to, you know, this is a sore spot. I'm not laughing to laugh, you know. Some of you may be very sensitive. If somebody is like laughing or acting weird with you too, you may just turn a cold shoulder on people that you would normally take well-meaning advice from. You might just say, yeah, you know, people may find you being kind of moody about how you see like your distant future and how you see things playing out. Also, something that you guys could have been studying or learning may just be not doing it for you right now, and you may need to take a little bit of a break from that, okay? Before it gets worse, you know what I mean? Before you just say, I don't want to do this entirely, okay? Because I feel like there is something you guys should still progress with, but maybe at this point you're just kind of like, Is this all there is? And so I would say, this is where that Queen of Wands figure comes in to help enliven things, okay? But like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. If someone actually does have a good idea, it's okay to like open up and consider it. Now, we have anger here with the Four of Pentacles in the 10th house. So again, if somebody is pushing you and is telling you like you're not operating at your potential, you should be giving more, you should be, and you're like, how I told you to keep repping yourself and keep putting yourself out there. Some of you may get real pissed off when you hear that because you have been dealing with health issues, or you've been dealing with recovering from a sense of rejection, or from a really hard month, a really hard month in the past, okay? So I feel like, people should stay out of your way, and they shouldn't really try to tell you what to do, because I feel like some of you are gonna get annoyed with that, okay? And some of you may be getting very annoyed or angry with your own lack of progress, okay? Or what feels like a lack of progress, all right? But I think, we can't always be, and I know how it is because I get that way too. If I don't see, especially if I've worked hard on something and I don't see it progressing, and I really, really have been working on it for a while, I get super pissed too. But I also feel like the Four of Pentacles is teaching us about patience, okay? But it's like, I feel like there's a responsibility, or there's something that you've been carrying that you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this particular part of my job anymore. I want to give it to someone else. I don't want to carry like extra weight on my shoulders because other people didn't really do what they said they were going to do. Also, I feel like this whole issue of you guys getting paid, I feel like some of you are saying like, I want more, okay? Because this Four of Pentacles looks like he's repping the Ace of Pentacles and saying, I need some more money. And if you're not gonna give that to me, then I'm done here, okay? So I do think there's something with that going on. And you like really recognizing your value, all right? And we have here, oh yeah, the Queen of Wands. I come in peace. Look at that, I love that. So if you do have somebody that is trying to help you with something, project-wise or financially, or someone's trying to help you make a goal of yours happen for you, or is taking interest in you for a particular reason, I feel like, this person has a way that they like to do things, and they might be very like straightforward at some times, and they may make you bristle a few times, all right? But I also feel like this person is saying, I come in peace. And like I said in your reading, I was picking up good energy from this person. So try to be open if you can, okay, is what I would say. Oh, and I love that. Yeah, I wasn't feeling like the Queen of Cups was an enemy in your 12th house. I was actually, we have love with the Queen of Cups, okay? I also feel like, some of you, there could be somebody in your life that you've kind of had to put out of your memory, or you've had to from the past, that maybe, there's still deep love there, or there's still a piece of you that this person or this situation will always have your heart. I keep seeing the letter A, like repeated over and over here. And there may be some, emotional desires that you have around love that are like very, very important to you. Okay. And just also like, connecting with the divine, connecting, your heart space with the divine. And it's like, I'm ready to be filled with love. I'm ready to have my heart healed, and I'm ready to be filled with love, and I'm ready to stop, sabotaging myself when it comes to relationships. I am seeking healing and I am seeking something real, okay? With the Knight of Pentacles and Strength in your seventh house. So this is very interesting energy, my Geminis, okay? And I'm gonna draw a love card for you guys, and then in a few minutes, we're gonna take it to your 18 plus extended reading, okay? I hope that reading was helpful to you, and I would love to hear any comments that you have on that as well. I do read every single comment. I love every single one of them, and I respond to a lot of them. So let's go ahead and see, when it comes to love, okay, I feel like some lightness on my fingers here for my Geminis. Ooh, look at that sexy person right there. Look at that naughty angel. Okay, let's see. Don't make decisions based on guilt. Okay, with the Queen of Cups and love in your 12th house, right? The Queen of Cups could also be like sabotaging ourselves because we feel guilty about something from the past, but don't make your decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do. For it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. And I think that is where we have this light and dark and this shadow emerging and these energies of growth within you. And you being true to yourself, okay? Don't do things based on what you think you should do, what's the right thing to do, okay? I mean, I know we always want to do the right thing, but like, you know, sometimes we get obsessed with that and we get into an energy of moralizing about that, and we turn on ourselves and we make ourselves feel very guilty for what we're feeling, okay? So I think that is something, you know, to say about acknowledging your true feelings and how it is that you truly feel and not hiding that from yourself, okay? Because it says, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can actually be true to others, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and get a number card here for you guys, and then I'm gonna get one last energy, and then we're going to take it to your 18 plus, okay? So let's go ahead and see. Spirit, what do you want my Geminis to know going forward when it comes to an angel number here? Okay. I am disciplined is on the bottom of the deck, and again with the 7 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, yeah, very disciplined for sure. Okay, 777, but now you are in the flow. And I love 77 as a number. Like 777 as a number is like very, very lucky. That's one of my favorite numbers, okay? And it says here, your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness is in your soul. Oh my God, I love that. And you know, that's a message that we truly need to hear when you are having a Mars transit like you guys are, okay? A state of peace and calmness is in my soul, and I am in the flow. I am right where I need to be, okay? And sometimes we fight that in our own minds, but Spirit just wanting you guys to know that you're in the flow, okay? You're doing fine and you're in the flow, my darlings, okay? So if you're asking, like, am I making the right decision with the Lovers rising here? And it's like, no, you're doing fine, all right? You're in the flow. And let's go ahead and see. Let's get one last card to close the reading here. Spirit, can you show me what is the number one thing? What is the number one thing that the Geminis should be focusing on right now? What is the number one thingamabob? Okay. Ooh, passion is on the bottom of the deck, right? So your passion is definitely ready to be activated. But let's go ahead and see. What's the number one thing? The truth, right? Wow. And, you know, some of you may be wanting to escape into love and passion and everything, but I do think coming up, like the truth of how you actually see yourself in situations is going to be the most important thing, okay? And like this card says right here, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should be doing. For it is only in being truth to yourself that you can actually be true to other people. Okay? So thank you so much, my wonderful Geminis. I'd love to hear your feedback or your comments there. And I hope to see you in the extended reading. Take care, my lovelies.